Hello everyone, Thursday the 14th of January today. Hope you're doing well. The weather's pretty atrocious at the moment, though it's really lovely in our neck of the woods to see the light and to be able to see as later afternoon comes on that actually it's still light at times that we've been used to there being darkness, so that's great, isn't it? Many challenges, many good things happening at the moment. I want to continue to encourage you and to encourage you to live as faithful followers of Jesus. How do you do that in a time when you get shut away? And you live into these restrictions because we're so used to so much of our way of functioning in faithfulness to Jesus being with other people in their presence. And I think we've been learning a thing or two around all this, and we're hearing a call to discipleship that is able to be resilient and is able to be on our own as well as with others. There's stuff that I just encourage you to keep asking the Lord to teach you about how to express discipleship and faithfulness to God in your shut away inner private, personal settings, and just keep learning. Of course, we look forward to the times when we're able to be around each other and to encourage one another and to increase and strengthen each other's faith on a much more personal level. And let's all remember that actually it's for a purpose, and the purpose is that the gospel would be shared. The good news of Jesus would not just embed itself into yours and my life on a kind of personal level, but that that same good news that we enjoy and has lifted us into a healthy and good relationship with God will actually go to the whole world. It will go to other people. So I just want to encourage you to kind of keep reflecting on these kind of things. And I was reminded earlier this week, in fact it came out first, I gather, in prayer time on Monday. I almost missed it completely in morning prayer, and but it must have lodged in there somewhere in my head, because it then popped out again as on Wednesday morning as we were praying prior to Restore, and as I was just reflecting that morning, and it's a line from the hymn, the great kind of Wesleyan hymn that you'll be familiar with, many of you, and Can It Be? And the line is this: I rose up, went forth, and followed thee. I rose up, went forth, and followed thee. And I think there's something the Lord is saying to us in this about the practice of being disciples. And these are the kind of things that He wants to encourage us with us and to embed into our lives. That we're to be those people who rise up in response to His work, His gracious work. It's not what we do, it's what He does that brings us to the point of conversion, that brings us to the point of rising up to Him. And to His ways. So we rise up. We're to be those who rise up and then go forth. So there's action required of us. It's like it's not just a personal thing, but it's for others to others, and we essentially rise up and go forth to Jesus. And that last bit of the phrase is, and follow thee. In other words, that rising up, going forth, is something that is defined by discipleship to Jesus. In other words, following Jesus. Jesus invited his disciples to follow him, and he continues to invite us, his disciples, to follow him today. And so there's this kind of movement in the phrasing of that line in that hymn that suggests to us that we've got movements to make, and those movements are that we keep on thinking about how we're rising up into Jesus, in response to Jesus. And there's different ways in which that will manifest. It may be that the Lord gives us something that we rise up into, a word of knowledge, a prophetic thing, or a sense of somebody that we're being called, we're being sent to rise up to. It may be that, it's just to rise up to Jesus again and to renew our faith again in him. But then it's go forth. To go forth with that, to do something about it, to live into it, and doing it as a follower of Jesus. In other words, I don't act and I don't do stuff without putting it through the what's God saying and what am I going to do about it. That's following Jesus. What's God saying? What's Jesus saying? What's he showing me? And how am I going to respond? That's the following of Jesus. And so I wanted to encourage you with these things at the moment. This is a gospel to be lived out in our lives. The phrasing of our kind of mission that we've been working on in these last months is that we're called to, as a network, live the gospel and serve the health and well-being of our communities. That's what the gospel does. And that's what we're called to be part of. And that means rising up, going forth, and following Jesus. So may you be blessed with a sense of God's presence as you reflect on these things, and may you be released in his way and his truth and his life.